Okay, you guys, I am live. Let me do a test here because I have my Facebook up because I don't know if anybody can hear me. Let's see. Hello, hello. Okay, you guys, I am live. Let me do a test here because I have my Facebook up because I don't know if anybody can hear me. Let's see. Hello, hello. Okay, you guys, I am live. Let me do a test here because I'm Oh, okay. So y'all can tell I have not gone live in a while, you guys. I think it's been some months. So I hope everybody's doing okay. I have been doing very well. It has been a rough, bumpy year, literally rough and bumpy. I've been like having like extreme like eczema flares. So I know you've guys seen some pictures and stuff of me, but trust me, that is after steroids and bleach bath and oatmeal baths, and now I am on some medicine that is helping me control my flares. So we are praying for a safe return of my beautiful, luscious brown skin to be the same color very soon. I actually think it's probably going to take a few months. I'm very discolored, like on my arms and my legs, and some on my face and my neck. So I'm hoping that with just continued care, skin regimen, a change up in my eating habits, that will happen. Don't y'all say anything about my eating habits, because some of these places that I've been, it was like some weeks ago, and I was just getting around to posting it because I have been busy. Okay, so I have been following this Ocean Gate story like literally. I mean, ever since it happened, I follow a lot of stories, but I was like, um, I'm gonna go live tonight. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna just do it. I'm just jump in. Usually, I'm always like trying to plan things out and make sure that okay, I'm gonna talk about this, and then I'm gonna go into this. Like, no, this is just a raw live, so we're gonna see how this goes. I think that's a mosquito in my house. No wonder why. Okay, all right. So everybody's been talking about this Ocean Gate, and it's pretty scary. I know today. I think it was around maybe like 3 or 4 today. Um, I think it was like 17 hours. I think they had like 17 hours left. So I'm just gonna type up and see like how long do they have left right here. Hold on one second. How many hours? How many hours left for Ocean Gate? And I found some really cool TikToks that I wanted to share with you guys to see something. Um so you guys could just talk about it with me. Oh, you guys, do you think the banging, that the noise that they heard that was like every 30 minutes, I think that was or not was is like the crew, the people that are on board. I really do. I feel like they got together and said, "Hey, they could probably hear us if we do this every 30 minutes. They will pick it up." And they were right, but I think they probably can't. I mean, well, not think they can't see them because it's so dark and down there. But I hope they find them. There's no update on the time right now that I'm seeing online. So let me just do a couple more checks, and then we'll go to like the screen share. Ocean Gate. Let's see if there are any live updates. So yeah, there hasn't been any more updates as of yet. And I've been listening, well, reading the news across all channels, you guys. So let me see, can I do a screen share? Because this lady does a really good job on TikTok explaining the Titan situation. She was a former submariner, and He explains it very well. So hold on, let me see. Can I share my screen? I haven't done this in so long, y'all. Mhm. Spot layout, new layout. Okay, we'll do like this little layout. We're gonna do that little layout, and let's hit present share screen. Okay, 'cause what I don't want to do is make a mistake and share my face. Share screen. Okay, I'm looking at my phone right now to make sure. Okay, so it looks like this is okay. So I'm gonna see if it comes up because I'm looking at my phone and see if it comes up at the same time. Um, it might be like a small delay. I don't see it. Okay, it is like a delay. So let's see, can I hear it as well? So you guys, I'm gonna probably let this play a couple times through. But this is what I found on TikTok. She was this TikToker here, I think it's McKenza. She stated in her caption, everything I learned about the Titan has my jaw on the floor. Their ballast system, please, you guys, correct me about that. The items from a camping store, the lack of efficient underwater communication. Okay, and this is almost at 1,000,000 views, so I feel like, okay, well, let's see what she has to say. Let's see if it picks up the audio. Hold on.
Worked on a submarine before, so of course I have thoughts on the
Okay, is
current
it
Titan
not done?
situation. I've been losing sleep over it. And I do
Hold up.
need to say, though, I understand where the ill-intended
I'm
jokes are
gonna not
coming
have
from.
got on
My
this
heart goes
live
out to the
and it's
families of
not
the people
work.
on board because this is an absolutely
Stop
heartbreaking situation.
sharing.
I think we need to remember that there
Okay,
are
hold on,
real
you guys.
people
Let
hurting
me
right
see
now.
where this
So these
voice
submarines
is
are fully
out.
certified, and I want you to
There's gotta be a way. Let's see. Present, share screen, share screen, share tab audio. Okay, I'm gonna uncheck that and let's go back. Let's see if it does it again. Oh, you know what? It probably was playing and listen. Okay, I'm gonna uncheck and go back. Oh, you know what? It probably was. Okay, I don't get it. So let me okay, because I had my stuff on hold. I'm gonna figure this out right here while I'm on this live. Is it a YouTube? Okay. Uh-oh. Let's see. So go back to StreamYard. Oh, okay. Remove, remove. So it's in here. It should pick up the audio. I'm confused. Let me hit stop sharing. Let's share again. Okay. Present. Um, share screen. Look, screen. Let you share audio. Look for the share audio checkbox. Hold on, you guys. Okay, I typed the correct one. Is it okay, share screen and it says because if not, I'm about to get off this live. I don't have nothing to talk about. Okay, sure. Or we just gonna upload it later. Let's see. And it's that right there.
say, though I understand where the ill-intended jokes are coming from,
I don't
my heart
know.
goes out to the families of the people on board because this is an absolutely heartbreaking situation. I think we need to remember that there are real
This is
people hurting right now.
interesting.
So these submarines are fully certified. And I want you to first note just all the buttons that it takes to operate this thing.
Maybe I
And they were
should
only
check this
certified
out
to go
for
to
y'all.
150 feet with
But it's
passengers
not
on
for
board. We
y'all,
usually only
so
went like
I'm
105,
gonna still figure
150,
this out. I'm
depending
not
on the
gonna
day. And that's a
keep it
safety
all
precaution.
because
I actually just had somebody on my For You page
okay,
talking
forget
about
about
how in
y'all.
an
I'm
emergency
gonna
situation,
this
people would
tab.
leave a
Yeah.
submersible. And as far as my
No, it's
understanding of
not.
submarines go, that's not possible. So above my head here is a ladder that's been folded up, and above that is a hatch. This is a screenshot from a video, but you can see the hatch better. So this is actually what goes inside. So there is access to the hatch from the inside and the outside. However, once we are under, there is so much pressure being pushed down on the submarine that even if I wanted to open that hatch from down below, there's no way I could. I would have to be Thor, baby. So the 150 feet rule comes from if there's an emergency situation where we cannot get the submarine to surface, if it's stuck on the seafloor, and we cannot get the submarine to surface from inside the submarine, there are access points on the outside that a diver could reach and release valves that would send the submarine back up. However, where the Titan is going, there are no divers that could reach that point, so their safety precautions are limited. I'm pretty sure the safety precaution is a hope and a prayer, but I do wholeheartedly believe that more science and more engineering could have gone into this vessel that is being sent to a depth that we rarely send manned submersibles. Since this became news, my big thought has been, what about the scrubber system? From this design, I don't see a very good scrubber system. You have to scrub the CO2 that we exhale from the air. You can't just have oxygen. All we're talking about is the oxygen that's on board. And then I heard that their scrubber system is more likely to give out before their oxygen does. And that is not good news, my friends. Okay, I just pulled this video so that you guys can see. This is my friend Travis. He's a whale shark scientist. What's up, Travis? This is the scrubber system for those submarines. Look how big and bulky this thing is. We had to change this out like once every week and a half or so. And I was like, where on this little dinky submarine is their scrubber system? And apparently their answer was not a good one. If you guys have more questions on how submersibles work or the science behind all of this, please let me know. I will be happy to answer to the best of my knowledge. As many of you know, I've actually worked on a submarine before, so of course I have thoughts on the current Titan situation. I've been losing sleep over it. And I do need to say, though I understand where the ill-intended jokes are coming from, my heart goes out to the families of the people on board because this is an absolutely heartbreaking situation. I think we need to remember that there are real people hurting right now. So these submarines are fully certified. I want you to first note just all the buttons that it takes to operate this thing. And they were only certified to go to 150 feet with passengers on board. We usually
Okay,
only
you
went
guys.
like 105,
Let me
150,
put that on
depending on
pause. So I figured it out. It mutes me. I mean, it mutes like I can't hear it. So I probably need some headphones or something. But I actually cannot hear this when it's going live. So hold on, let me go get some headphones because I need to know what's going on. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I had to go get some headphones. I literally, um, yeah, I literally just wanted to make sure that this was working okay and everything was going good. So sorry about that. Okay, so let's go. Um, go back to. Oh, somebody gave me a little thumbs up. Did you give me a thumbs up for just trying? Because I'm really not getting off this live tonight. You guys, one of the main reasons why I haven't gone live so long and so long is because I was like trying to be perfect, trying to do this and do that. And of course, how many YouTube videos have you watched and you've seen some stuff? It's like, oh, okay, but you kind of don't care. You don't really go back and say, oh, they did this. They didn't they didn't do this right and things of that sort. So I was like, I'm gonna stop being so hard on myself. I'm just gonna figure stuff out as I go. Now one thing I would say, I usually just go ahead and try to I would do a test live and then get off and just kind of figure stuff out. But I gotta get up early in the morning. So I was like, I'm gonna jump on and jump off because I still have to do a thumbnail and all that stuff after this. So with that video, let's go back to the share screen. Hold on. Oh, apparently I'm still sharing. Okay. It says that I'm still sharing. Yep, I'm still sharing. Oh, that was Twitter. Y'all, have y'all seen how mean those people are on Twitter? So,
As many of you know, I've actually worked on a submarine before, so of course
on her. But if you look, of course, you see she has all those buttons in her sub, and they don't have that one in there. They just have a list. And then I think we probably need to listen to this all the way through, but of course that's the catch right there. I don't know where it is on the other submarine, but it's a pretty small space in a compact space, right? And so here, she said there are no divers that could reach that point. So that's very scary. That's very scary. And honestly, I think since it was like 17 hours today, I correct me if I'm wrong, maybe about 3 or 4 o'clock. By the time we wake up in the morning, I mean, how many hours would they have left, So it might just turn, instead of a search and rescue, to just a search and recover, And that's unfortunate, and that's a scary way to go. But hopefully they find them. God does, he's a miracle worker. So this is scary. I don't know about you guys, but it's giving me a little anxiety just literally watching it. Just literally watching it. So I'm gonna play this one more time with no interruptions from me talking.
So
and let's see.
Safety precautions are limited.
Let's go back to the beginning. Oh yeah, look, it has 8.1 million. So let's go back to it and just let her do her thing.
As many of you know, I've actually worked on a submarine before, so of course I have thoughts on the current Titan situation. I've been losing sleep over it. And I do need to say, though I understand where the ill-intended jokes are coming from, my heart goes out to the families of the people on board because this is an absolutely heartbreaking situation. I think we need to remember that there are real people hurting right now. So these submarines are fully certified. I want you to first note just all the buttons that it takes to operate this thing. And they were only certified to go to 150 feet with passengers on board. We usually only went like 105, 115, depending on the day. And that's a safety precaution. I actually just had somebody on my For You page talking about how in an emergency situation, people would leave a submersible. And as far as my understanding of submarines go, that's not possible. So above my head here is a ladder that's been folded up, and above that is a hatch. This is a screenshot from a video, but you can see the hatch better. So this is actually what goes inside. So there is access to the hatch from the inside and the outside. However, once we are under, there is so much pressure being pushed down on the submarine that even if I wanted to open that hatch from down below, there's no way I could. I would have to be Thor, baby. So the 150 feet rule comes from if there's an emergency situation where we cannot get the submarine to surface, if it's stuck on the seafloor and we cannot get the submarine to surface from inside the submarine, there are access points on the outside that a diver could reach and release valves that would send the submarine back up. However, where the Titan is going, there are no divers that could reach that point, so their safety precautions are limited. I'm pretty sure the safety precaution is a hope and a prayer, but I do wholeheartedly believe that more science and more engineering could have gone into this vessel that is being sent to a depth that we rarely send manned submersibles. Since this became news, my big thought has been, what about the scrubber system? From this design, I don't see a very good scrubber system. You have to scrub the CO2 that we exhale from the air. You can't just have oxygen. All we're talking about is the oxygen that's on board. And then I heard that their scrubber system is more more likely to give out before their oxygen does. And that is not good news, my friends. Okay, I just pulled this video so that you guys can see. This is my friend Travis. He's a whale shark scientist. What's up, Travis? This is the scrubber system for those submarines. Look how big and bulky this thing is. We had to change this out like once every week and a half or so. And I was like, where on this little dinky submarine is their scrubber system? And apparently their answer was not a good one. If you guys have more questions on how submersibles work or the science behind all of this, please let me know. I will be happy to answer to the best of my knowledge. As many of you know, I've actually worked on a submarine before, so of course I have thoughts on.
Okay, you guys. So that's pretty interesting. Y'all not gonna believe this though. I have two phones and one of them went dead. So let me get the headphones for the other one. I know you guys. I know. Leave me some mean comments and what Huh. All right. I'm back. That's the longest walk ever. Just because I had to be somewhere basically. Okay. So let's I pulled up another video. Let me go to screenshots. I said screenshot. StreamYard. Hold on. So the next video is this is a scientist who describes his experience going to Titanic. You know, so it was pretty hard, very, very, very much so moving. So check out this video. Pull it up and let's do a pause. All right, you guys check this video out. And I'll play it twice just so you don't miss it.
About September 2000, I was invited to become the first correspondent to report from the Titanic. I had a deathly fear of water, but being a correspondent, you don't say no to an invitation like that. So I went. We left Halifax, Canada, went on station above the Titanic, then dove in there 2.5 miles down to the bottom of the Titanic. And as your viewers may or may not know, when the Titanic sank, it broke into two pieces. The bow section went straight down. The stern did a somersault. And so it exposed, when it landed on the bottom, it exposed the propeller. So when we toured the bow, there was no problem. There was a moment of silence we had just for the sake of the victims there. It's all very somber, very haunting. And then as we traversed the debris field over towards where the stern section had landed, the first thing that caught my eye was the giant propeller. And when I say giant, it's huge compared to our sub. Our sub was like a little mosquito compared to the blades of the propeller. But I remarked to myself how shiny it was because it's got brass, and so it doesn't corrode the way the rest of the Titanic has. And as that happened, as I was just dazzled by this giant propeller, I noticed we were speeding up, and that seemed strange to me. I thought we should be slowing down. And we later found out that we got caught up in a very high speed underwater current. Those do exist down there. We got slammed right into the blades of the propeller, became trapped behind the blades of the propeller. And not only did we feel the collision, but also huge pieces of the Titanic started falling down on us, and we knew we were in trouble.
Wow. Trapped behind the propeller. How did you manage to get yourselves out?
Well, you know, it's when you were down there, my first concern was panic. Would there be anybody, the pilot or my diving buddy, would they panic? Because we'd been told a story on board the ship before we dove of a man who was caught in a similar situation and in his panic went to the escape hatch thinking he would go out that way. He wasn't thinking, obviously, and of course, expedited his doom. The pressure's down there. If the water, even through a little crack, comes through, it'll cut you like a razor blade. So I, being a scientist, started thinking, okay, I'm a professional problem solver. We're stuck. 2.5 miles below the surface of the water. How do we get out? And it took me the better part of a half hour or more as our pilot tried to jog us out, and he wasn't succeeding. I finally really hit a brick wall and realized, no, this is the end of it. And this voice in my head actually said to me, and I'll never forget the words, this is how it's going to end for you. And for me as a correspondent who'd been to the North Pole, the South Pole, I'd covered Persian Gulf War and other places where I was in harm's way, always managed to survive it. For me, that was a bitter pill to swallow. And I thought of my wife, I'd never see her again. So I don't like recalling that experience. I was fortunate enough by the grace of God and by the skill of our pilot, who was a former MiG pilot. This was a Russian sub. He was able to finally extricate us after the better part of an hour. But then even when we got out, it was a question of getting to the surface, and you corkscrew the surface. It takes about 2.5 hours more. So it's an experience that I'll never forget in my life. And my heart goes out to these people who are lost. I'm just so sick to my stomach to think of those poor people down there. You know what it's like.
Did you guys hear him? Did y'all hear that? Okay. Did you guys hear that? That was so sad that he was like pretty much brought to tears. Um, discussing his experience. And I've seen a lot of comments online and things of that sort, um, about the risk and things of that sort. But I guess for me, it was the regulation part. I feel like if things are not regulated properly, they should have not allowed it. It should have been banned. Because it seems like when things I mean, honestly, look at the Texas freeze. Did people do things to try to save money or to avoid things? And it seems to always it could cost lives, at times. Not all the times, but sometimes. And we're not going to say it's costing lives in this case because we don't know. We don't have the results. I mean, we could be asleep tonight and tomorrow morning they will have all 5 passengers alive and well, and they get the recovery and the treatment they need, right? But um I do wonder what the aftermath of Ocean Gate is going to be about this. And even though people are like, oh yeah, they signed waivers, so you can't do anything. Listen, the people that are even on there have enough to just have to pay. Their families have enough to pay to avoid, you know, go through have lawyers to go through those loopholes of you signed a waiver. I do not see um the company coming back after this. I really don't. I see it shutting down. Now, they could try to go back in and rebuild and do some more engineering and, you know, meet all the requirements that they need to do this. But I do not see the company surviving uh, this situation. I think it's going to go down. And if people have stock in it, I don't know. Uh, I see a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. So let's go to another page. And I got another TikTok. So I just collected these TikToks and I thought all of them were interesting. So I wanted to share them with you guys. I don't know if I'm still sharing my screen or not. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Here's another video. Let's pull this up. Let's get ready to share the screen. All right. You know, one thing, okay, so one thing I'm having trouble with is I have my cell phone here and I'm listening to my cell phone headphones as I'm listening to this because it really does mute my it's muted. Like the audio is literally muted on my computer. When I play a share video. So I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but you can based on my cell phone. Here we go. Oh, let me go back to.
And there could have been a leak which let water into the submarine. Maybe they were very close to that Titanic and then the current pushed them and they somehow got snagged or caught. That knocked off the antenna and also prevented them from extracting themselves. They could have had battery failure where they lost all power. They have little propellers that they use to maneuver themselves around and also to drive back up to the surface. And they have a couple of backup means for getting back to the surface. But it's troubling that they haven't been able to get themselves back to the surface. Basically, you should think about it like the backside of the moon. It's pitch black, freezing water, crushing pressures. And so if they're down there in the submarine, they're in the dark, they're shivering cold, and they are having to control their breathing to breathe as little as possible, to rest, relax, meditate, take naps, and breathe as little oxygen and exhale.
Oh my gosh, you guys, hold on. I have lovely Pan in the background. Hold on. Okay. 1 second.
As little carbon dioxide as possible to extend that time as long as possible. They can't get out from the inside. Number one, the pressure is too high. Number two, they're bolted in from the outside. So even if they did get to the surface, they still need the rescuers to find them and then get the mothership there so they can take the bolts off and get them out of there.
Okay. You guys, I think I found the solution, but hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, but I appreciate let me see how many people watching this. It might be like one person. So I appreciate that one person looking at this while I work through my technical difficulties. Oh, is it not going to let me go back? I'm still hearing you, by the way, you guys. I'm just making sure that the audio just played. I'm listening to the video on my cell phone just to make sure, because I'm not gonna watch this video tomorrow. It's just gonna be up. Okay, so that played. So I think I found the problem. So the microphone I have, shouts out to my cousin for buying me the microphone. It has a port where you can plug into the computer, and then it also has like a port where you can plug in the headphones. And I did not plug in the headphones to the microphone. So once I plug in the headphones, the stuff to the microphone, I could hear it then. But I'm still gonna listen to make sure, because these headphones have a mic as well. So, you know. But what do you guys think about that video? You see, they had the control. He talked about them having to control their breathing. I mean, literally. And the thing is, what we're not talking about, they're down there. It's 5 of them, 5 guys. And, you know, they have to use a restroom. I did hear that there was a toilet on there, but they bought some snacks, so they have to freshen out their food, the water. They're using the restroom. It's not like everybody. I mean, it's only like, I mean, everybody's a little bit older on there. So, you know, you don't know if, you know, someone has any special needs, any medicine that they need. I mean, it's a lot of factors that we're not, you know, even talking about. But then again, you don't want to make it about a panic, but you just gotta think. I thought about all that today, and I am claustrophobic, so I wouldn't have been able to get on there anyway. I have a hard time flying now and elevators, but you know, we'll see. Let's do another Ocean Gate update. Okay, you guys. So let's share this screen. Hold on one second. Hold on, let me go to StreamYard. Let me hit remove, and let me hit I kind of still want to share screen, but I'm not sure if it's sharing the screen that I wanted to share. It doesn't look like it. Let's see. Let me just hit stop sharing, and then present again, share screen. You know what? Okay, so what is this? According to Fox News, it's 12:44, so it's probably in Eastern time, so it's June 22nd. Ocean Gate Titanic sub search. Coast Guard says more banging noise is heard, but source is unconfirmed. So that was just a few minutes ago, you guys. What is this about? Because I guess they just updated it. Okay, so that was the end of the headline. The wife of Stockton Rush descended from Titanic passengers who died in 1912 report. Let's see what this says. The wife of Stockton Rush, the Ocean Gate CEO, who went missing Sunday while surveying the Titanic wreckage, is a descendant of 2 passengers who died on the Titanic, according to a report. Stockton's wife, Wendy Rush, is a direct descendant of Isidore and Ida Strauss, who were among more than 1,500 people who died when the iconic vessel struck an iceberg and sank into the sea during a voyage through the Atlantic in 1912, according to the New York Times. The Strauss couple were two wealthy first-class passengers who had been married for more than 40 years. Survivors recall Ida Strauss refusing a spot on a lifeboat when the ship began to sink. Instead, she chose to remain with her husband in their final moments, the Times reported. Their story was included in the James Cameron's fictional 1997 blockbuster Titanic, depicted as an elderly couple who chose to remain in bed together as their room filled with water, per the report. That's very sweet. That's very sweet. Okay. Very, very, very interesting. I have one more TikTok video to share with you guys. Okay. Oh Lord, y'all, it's getting late. You can't. It's hard to work all day burning the midnight oil. Oh, it says I have 4 comments. These better not be hate comments, you guys. Okay. Hi. I don't know how to respond from StreamYard. So, yeah. There was a 19-year-old also. They were not all older. Yeah, that was a son. Uh-huh. Oh, look. You gave me some. He said, I think LCC foreman said, this is boring. Go to bed. No, I'm not going to bed at all. I'm going to go to bed when I finish my last TikTok. Stop criticizing my little live. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so it's one more. But you know what? I'm actually gonna take his advice. I don't care if he did criticize me. I'm tired. Let me put this on mute because I need to watch this first. I don't know. Sometimes you guys will have to vet stuff before I put it up. Hold on. Okay, we unmuted. Let's see, add to stream. So let me, you know what? I don't know how to switch screens when it's time to share. I just kind of just do share again. So, okay, child. Okay, here's the last one. Oh, this one talks about his son, the billionaire stepson. And you know that billionaire has a name. I need to look up the name though. But everybody's referring to him as a billionaire based off, you know, his status or whatever. That's quite interesting. I mean, anyone who pays $250,000 to, you know, get on a ride or something like that is rich. So it's wealthy, very wealthy. So here we go. Let me share the screen. And hey, mama, my little dog is right here. So here we go. I really like this guy. His name is Arthur Robert. I don't know, but he's hilarious.
Marine that they still can't find. Do you know the details about this? This man has a company called Ocean Gate. which already sounds like a scandal. He offers this experience where you take a submarine down to the floor of the ocean so you can see the Titanic. This company has no regulations or standards. You have to sign a waiver saying I'll probably die, but it's fine because I love the Titanic, and it costs $250,000 to do it. So the people in the submarine were billionaires. The submarine is the size of a minivan, so all 5 of them are in this little tube. But what's crazy is that he like jerry-rigged it with like construction tubes and camping supplies. Well, listen to how it's operated.
We run the whole thing with this game control.
Babe, like, no wonder 5 years ago, someone who worked there was like, I think people are going to die. And they're like, you're fired. This highly reputable Marine Technology Society was like, please don't do this. They have about 1 day left of oxygen. And there's 3 things they think could have happened. Could be floating on the surface of the water because they can't open it from the inside. It has to be from the outside. They've been searching and like, this isn't likely. Option 2 is that there was like a crack in it or something and it just imploded, which honestly is pretty plausible. And the last is that they are stuck in the Titanic. If this is the case, the only way they can be saved is if instruments come down and basically break it apart. But like, do they even want that? Like, if I love the Titanic so much that I ignored every sign that I was going to die, don't rip the Titanic open for me. I don't want the survivor's guilt. Like, I came down here with an Xbox controller. I knew what I was doing.
He's interesting character, you guys, but he's pretty interesting. So I would say, oh, why is he still going? Hold on, you know. Okay. So yeah, pretty much. Well, the thing is, I'm still glad that they heard some more banging noises. I mean, there is hope. I will say when I wake up tonight, the first thing I do in the morning after I pray is, you know, see what the status is of this. You know, it's pretty scary. Now, what I will say is interesting. Wasn't it like $6 billion error that was announced today that was paid to Ukraine? So that kind of got in here, you know, while we were all talking about these missing people. So I'm curious, are we going to get our money back to fund schools and highways and schools, give teachers raises and things of that sort? Okay, so let's go through some tweets. I did find some interesting tweets. Let me refresh because I did hashtag OceanGate, and I wanted to see what people were saying. Now, I will say people are mean. People are being very mean online. So, but let's go through some of these tweets and go from there. Let's see. Here we go. We're gonna stop sharing, child, and reshare. I gotta start going live more so I can just like do this with ease instead of like, let me figure it out. But you guys, like I said, just do it. You know, just do it. I wanted to talk about it, so I did it. It's been several things I wanted to talk about, and I didn't do it. All right, so, okay, this was 1 minute ago. So it's likely that all the resources spent by various governments in OceanGate sub rescue could be recovered in the estate's taxes that will be owed by the billionaires' states abroad. If you're reading this, please pray for the timely recovery of the crew of the OceanGate sub in good health. For Allah, nothing is impossible. That's right. That's right. I might need to kind of like skim over these before I read them out loud, child, because Twitter have you saying something crazy. Now, this one is somebody being mean. This is your time to shine. Hashtag James Cameron, Titanic. James Cameron eyeballing the opportunity he thought he would never come. Titanic 2. You know, there's so many conspiracies about the Titanic and why it sunk and the people who were aboard the ship and things of that sort. So I definitely encourage you guys to look into that, because I'm like, a lot of ships go down. I'm not sure how many a year, but a lot of ships go down. So what was so fascinating about this one? I know it was like a lot of prominent people, but there were like people on there too that were like, maybe middle or lower class, and they did not make it, and they were not rescued. And okay, rescue hopes for missing Titanic submarine hinge on a new banging sound as hours left. Okay, y'all, that's 7 minutes. 7 minutes. So I like this. That's pretty good. The thing is, you see those wires right there. It just seems like it, and then that looked like it also probably got. I mean, this could have gotten cut by some rust or by something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what this means. What the Ocean Gate expedition story has taught me is that the world does not care much for billionaires. They rank very low, just a notch above Black people. I don't know. I don't think that's the case. I do think that, and the crazy thing is I did it myself. Like, nobody, like, as we discussed this today, in my job, nobody referred to anybody as like by their names. We're like, oh, the billionaire, oh, the CEO, and things of that sort. So, but then again, we don't know them on a personal basis, right? But I do think by like naming basically how much money they have, or is the status symbol is more so makes it a little less personal, because I know when you see like victims of things of that sort from other law situations, when the names are released and the pictures, it's very sad. Okay. All right, you guys. I think, I think I'm done for the night. I have got on StreamYard and I'm sleeping. A commenter told me that I should go to sleep, and I'm gonna listen to him. I'm gonna listen to him. So thank you guys for tuning in. I have one more thing to say too, but it's on a different topic. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for the few people that like the live or whatever. So thanks for listening to this as I work through my technical difficulties. I so appreciate it. It will be better next time, and I'm going to try to go live more, you guys. I just like to be over prepared, and that's a good thing to do. But I'm one of those people that I prepare so much that I just won't do it. I'm like, well, I don't have this ready yet. I'm not going to do it right now because of this. And that's just, sometimes you just got to jump on and go. Now, was it successful? No. But I did it. So, and with that note, we're going to pray for those people, those 5 passengers on the Titan. We pray for them to have a safe return at home. Miracles do happen. And I'm just going to pray for them tonight. So you guys keep them and their family in your prayers. And hopefully we'll have some good news tomorrow. Well, not hopefully. We will have some good news tomorrow. We all pray. The 3L line, God is in there. So we all pray they will make it home safely. In Jesus' name. All right, you guys. Y'all have a good night. Bye.